on this computer. Oh, all right, everybody. Zoom, zoom. Hey, everybody. Thanks for coming to the first meeting of the year for February. So this meeting itself will be quite short, the Zoom portion of the meeting. We're starting to do a more hybrid event, a more hybrid education training, because I think that we've started to lean a little bit too heavy into the admin. So we're going to try to go more into the actual education, get around, run around outside, so that we were actually acting as a team. So, but first, we would not be referees without the admin. So the first thing, Katie, are you on?
Yes, I am.
All right. First, we have a new person in the room. Introduce yourself.
Russ Elke, I think the October level 1 class here in Redhill.
Awesome.
Great.
What's your background in rugby?
I played many moons ago, a little over 16 years, and then kind of didn't get involved for a while, and then my son ended up playing Navy, so I kind of got back into it. So I'm following a lot, getting back into it. So
Right on.
Who played lock? You. Oh, me? I played lock.
Forward. Sweet.
Forward. Nice.
Great. And somebody to balance out the Air Force.
During the pot show.
Yes. All right. So Katie, I'm going to share our. Oh, also, I see Vicky. Vicky, would you like to introduce yourself, unmute yourself, and introduce yourself, everyone?
Yeah, hi. So my name's Vicky Pech. I went through training last year. I currently play with the Pikes Peaks here in Colorado Springs, so a little bit far for me to make the drive up, but glad to be able to join today.
Nice to meet you. All right. So Katie has sent me her presentation. So I'm going to share my screen. Everybody else, you can watch it. You guys can watch it. All right, Katie, go ahead.
Cool. Can everyone hear me?
Yep.
Hear me okay so far? Testing.
Yes.
Sweet. All right. Well, I'll try and make this as quick as I can. I'm stuck at parent-teacher conferences for my school, so sorry for not being there in person, but this will make do for now. Main thing I want to focus on is just some updates on recruitment and retention. So if you can head to the slide number 2, my overview, because I'm a teacher. So first slide, so number 3, Joe, if you could. Level 1 courses, so kind of an update on that. We currently have scheduled an L1 for May 13th, or we'll soon have one scheduled by the end of the week. That is primarily for our tri-referees. So the executive committee had a meeting with Rugby Colorado and some of the tri-referee people. And our goal is to help make a development pathway from people who are tri-referees, kind of getting developed within their system, and then taking the L1 kind of at the end of that period. So they're going right from a bunch of development within their own group to our L1 course and then into our society, hopefully. So this is the next step in their development, is that first L1 course. And my goals is to create, more L1s this year, hopefully one in the fall and in the spring, besides this one with Tri. So my goal is to work with more Rugby Colorado teams and get some more high school and college players and teams involved in that and joining to the referee side. Any questions on that?
You got to speak. You got to really speak up. This microphone's right here.
Is tri-refereeing considered a separate entity from right now?
Yes, because to become a blooded member of the referee society, you have to have taken the L1, and you can't take the L1 until you turn 16.
At the tri tournaments, they have 8 there's like different levels. So under 13, 14, 15, which is kind of the equivalent of our 8 Rush soft games. So they do employ us as referees for those games. So we will be involved in tri tournaments, but they have tri referees that do anything below that.
Cool. Are we good to move on? Any other questions on that? Sweet. All right. So the main part of me talking tonight is about the mentorship program. So main idea came about for this is just more community support and development, and ideally more retention as well for our society. So my main goal is that everyone can be involved in one way or another, and that everyone kind of identifies someone that they can reach out to. So we're looking at really 2 main levels of mentorship, kind of a retention level, so for our higher level referees, and then a more of a development level, so for more of our beginning referees, and I'll get more into those in the next slides. These levels are based on, experience, and just for the consistency of language, we'll call them mentors and proteges. But you can also call them mentees, that is up to you, but at least for this and all official things, we'll call them mentors and proteges. Okay, so next slide.
That's Mark is bringing, I'll send out this with the email.
Okay.
But as now Mark's, sorry, Katie, right now we're having technical difficulties because I didn't bring a certain dongle to be able to use.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, then I can try and explain things a little bit more thoroughly. Is there any? So should I keep going or?
On ahead.
Going ahead. All right. So with the mentorship program, I'm going to focus first more on the development level. So kind of looking at referees level 9 and 10. So those who just took the L1 or are still in their beginning of their career, or even just more of those community level referees. Main goal for them, support, retention, and additional development for newer referees. So kind of working alongside your referee development officer, but a separate thing. For the protege, so if you're getting mentored, your goal is really just to communicate with your mentor and use them as a resource. At this level of 9 and 10, a lot more of the job goes to the mentor. So the mentor at this level is going to reach out to their protege before a game. So kind of being aware of if your proteges have a game that weekend, reach out to them, ask if teams have talked to them yet, if you've gotten confirmation for your games. What are you nervous for? If you're really feeling ambitious, you can talk about what your goals are. And then mentor after the game, so kind of after that weekend, reach out to your referee again, ask how the game went, and if they had any questions or any way you can support them. Recommended and encouraged but not needed is if the mentor can go to at least one of the in-person games and kind of give encouragement, give feedback. Again, not specifically coaching, but kind of being that mentor and being someone to help support you as you're just starting. I'll go ahead and save questions at the end in case I cover them in the next couple slides. So moving on to more of the retention level. So referees typically level 8 and above. Main goal of the mentorship program at this stage is to identify someone for contact or support. So if you already have someone that you already talked to, great. Maybe just let us know so that we know you have someone you can talk to. So main goal of this is nobody is alone. The more of the jobs go to the protege at this stage. So the referee is the one that is reaching out if anything comes up. If you have law questions, if you're experiencing any referee abuse, if you just have any questions in general, if you want someone to come to your game and see what you're doing, the referee will reach out to their mentor. So mentor's job is just to answer questions and offer support. Recommended, similar to the previous level, the referee hopefully will reach out before games with any goals and worries that they have, and then reach out again after the game to debrief how it went. And any of this can be email, phone, Zoom, face-to-face, whatever works best for the mentor and protege. And then the last thing I will talk about is just kind of who are the mentors. I'm hoping to set out a Google form ideally later this week. We'll see. It's kind of a busy week for me, but I'm going to ask anyone who is signed up as a coach of match officials, our high performance referees, and just in general, if you are not one of those two categories, but you think you'd make a great mentor, please let me know, respond to that Google form, and I will get you connected with someone that you will mentor. Kind of who's overseeing this. I haven't quite talked to him quite yet, but Mark Huff and I will work on the brunt of organizing this system and kind of checking in with our mentors of level 9 and 10 referees, making sure they're actually doing their job and reaching out to their protege. Zevin and Paul Pettit have offered their assistance as well for some of the more management of our mentors. And again, just restating, this is different than your referee development officer. It's just an additional channel for support and development so everyone can feel like they have someone they can reach out to. Any questions on the mentorship program? I know I talk quickly, so.
Jim Rogers has, right, Jim Russell.
Katie, it's Jim. You've mentioned a couple of times that the mentor would offer assistance and use the word support. What do you envision as support different from coaching and laws questions, et cetera?
Okay, that's a great question. So what I heard is like, what does it mean to support your protege and what might that look like? So for me, like ideally when I more flesh out this system and I have the list of mentors, I'll give them specific jobs and maybe some cues to talk about with their proteges. So support can look like, in-person support, showing up to the game, helping the referee go through their process of warm up, talking to the coaches, talking to the teams, and then kind of at the end of the game, like debriefing, like how did you feel about the game? Again, does not have to be specific coaching, since those will be separate programs. And this mentorship program is just a volunteer. You can choose to do coaching, but you will not get paid for it. And if you are not trained as a coach of match officials, we cannot promise what quality of coaching you will get. But support can kind of look like what you want it to. And do you have someone that you can talk to if you have problems? Do you have someone that if you have a question on what is a 22 drop and what is a goal line drop, and anything like that, specifically someone that you can talk to for those questions?
Part of the difference is, Jim, is like having a buddy on for the earlier people, sometimes it's having a buddy on the sideline and having somebody there, as opposed to one of our CMOs who are going out to, for lack of a better term, evaluate, right? There is a difference there and a different approach, just as much as it's different from a coach to a performance reviewer. Joe.
Yeah, I'm checking with Mike Boyce here.
Oh.
And he asked, his concern is the ref might get advice from both the mentor and the coach before and after the game. There needs to be some level of coordination before any of that happens, don't you think?
I don't think that the mentor should not be targeting law knowledge or anything similar to that. The mentor should be doing things like being the person that you talk to on the sideline, right? Or after the game, being like, man, that coach from team X is a jerk. Or ahead of time, hey, I've never refereed team Y. What are your thoughts on that? Right? Those are things that your coach is not going to do for you. And it's to have this linkage between you on the Saturday and you Sunday through Friday. Right? There's a difference there. And I think that the society we end up losing a lot of people because of Sunday through Hey, Phil, can you let Mark in? Thanks. Like
Yeah.
that, so.
And like ideally, your mentor you have for at least a full year. If not, if you like that mentor, maybe you have them for the entire time you're with Rocky Mountain rugby referees, as long as your mentor is still around as well. So it's more than just a one-time thing. It's an ongoing, each season, each year, support group kind of thing.
Correct.
You get that feedback from the coach, and sometimes it's good to bounce off someone else, get an extra opinion and synthesize it and make sense. So you don't have to, they're separate lanes, but sometimes they like, throw together.
Yep.
Any
Any
other
other questions?
on that? Mhm.
All right, thanks, Katie.
All right, yep. And then that last slide, just one more note. Again, expect an email from me soon. Largely Google form on that about the mentorship program and some other things as well. And I know some people were confused on what MNR stands for on Ref Up, and that is the 8 Fresh Soft, if that's correct, Joe.
That is correct.
Yeah.
We will
So I
talk
know some
about
people were
that.
confused. Need to clarify
We will
that,
talk-
so.
That here, right now. So we're now working on the stuff behind me. So sorry, Katie, for your slide. So the other things that we have on our agenda in this 30-minute window of quick chat is, okay, social media. So we do have now a person who is going to be running our social media, mainly this concept of Meet the Ref Mondays. So if you're at all allowing for it to happen, part of that Google form that Katie is going to send out is going to be questions on that we can put onto social media. So that's going to be everything from how long have you been refereeing to tell us an anecdote about refereeing from your time doing it. And if you've only been doing it for taking the L1, then we will, that's fine. That's fine as well. We can ask some more prompts. We'll ask for photos because this is mainly an Instagram and Facebook thing, and photos are good. The more exposure that we get, the more that we're able to turn this into a monetary proposition. Last point that I have, and I'm going to give it to Paul real quick, is that if you know about opportunities for yourself, like if you're like, hey, I want to go do tournament X, and we are cleared here at home for you, please price that all out and send it to us, and because we have scholarship opportunities. We like that we're not going uncovered, or like it's not like our craziest thing. We will then ask you to turn this into something better, good for the society, not just, hey, I want a cool trip to wherever. We want to turn it into something that's beneficial to society. And we don't cover the whole cost. We do cover part of the cost. That part of the cost is debated upon by the executive committee, the RDOs, and all that, based on what you have given back to the society, what you have given to the society in the first place, and what you're going to do like that. Which brings into mind, we have restarted our exchange with Cornwall, which is in the UK. We'll be sending 2 people in the late March, April timeframe. And we're going to be discussing that, and we'll reach out to people that we kind of think would be good opportunists. Any questions on either of those things? Those are more statements. Paul?
Real simple, if you guys haven't responded about a kit bag, get in touch with me tonight. I plan on making the order tomorrow or Wednesday. So, and if you have cash or check, I'll take that tonight. Otherwise, Venmo me. If you need the Venmo handle, let me know. I'll get that to you, or you can figure out a different way. It's $87 for the kit bag, and that includes personalization sent by Bushi. So let me know tonight by 10 o'clock.
All right, so thanks, Paul. So this meeting is going to be broken into 3 parts. So we are finishing the admin part. We are now then going to go outside and we're going to talk about scrums. And that's the more physical part, that because we're going to start doing things that are in person, acting as a team. Things that teams do is practice together. And that will be videoed. That will be, I don't know if I can put that in the same YouTube or in part 2 of this. And then we will do a recording, a local recording, and then we'll put it up and we're going to talk about Scrum clips. So that will be part 3. Back in here, correct.
One more thing. Sorry to interrupt. If you guys haven't seen any notifications, Rugby Colorado is putting games in, so we have games starting this Saturday.
We've got,
So if you haven't gone on rough up in a while, make sure your access is still there. You're seeing what you should see, and we have a lot of people that are putting in bids, so it's awesome. It's great, and they're doing. I see a lot of Friday and Monday opportunities, not just all Saturdays. Adults are going to be coming like beginning of April, so it'll be all Rugby Colorado, but season's upon us, guys.
yeah. What?
Yep.
No adults in March?
No, they should be having it for mid-March, but we haven't seen anything from them. But it will be coming hot and heavy in April. A comment just on what is listed right now as the MNR matches on Mondays. That's Monday Night Rugby. That is the replacement of 8th Fresh Soft. Those we would prefer for people that are junior in level. Those are open for everybody, 10th level 10 and above. So you just picked up a whistle, you're adequately trained, you're going out and you're doing your that's going to be your training ground. So Mike Lawrence, and I know that you want to hold that level of, I refereed like every week. Skip on those if you can.
What age? Freshman possible.
8th Fresh Soft.
Yeah. You mentioned.
13, 14, 15 years.
Well, locally it's Brandon, and then also my girlfriend is going to help us schedule the whole platform, meet the ref Mondays, do more engagement and stuff like that. She was actually at our Bronco on Saturday, and if you look at our Instagram, RMRR Society, we have some great photos of everybody that participated.
And then also on the outside tournaments, did anybody ever sign up for any of the stuff outside?
Haven't heard. He might, Phil might go. Chris is going.
That's
Chris
completely-
is going to both. All right, cool. So with that in mind, thank you everybody that's online. And you can see part 2 and part 3 later. Thanks, everybody.
See ya. Did you get my chat?